In the 1920s, casting a major film like Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ was a meticulous process. The film's producer, Louis B. Mayer, and MGM Studios were known for their attention to detail and commitment to quality. The title role of Judah Ben-Hur was given to Ramon Novarro. Novarro was already a popular silent film star, and his handsome features and athletic build made him an ideal choice for the part. His audition, which primarily consisted of screen tests, showcased his ability to convey emotion through silent film. For the role of Messala, Ben-Hur's childhood friend turned rival, Francis X. Bushman was chosen. Bushman was an experienced actor, having started his career in the early 19s. He was known for his commanding presence and ability to play complex characters, making him a perfect fit for the antagonist role. The role of Esther, Ben-Hur's love interest, was given to McAvoy. McAvoy was a popular actress during the silent film era, known for her beauty and acting ability. Her chemistry with Novarro was evident during their audition, which helped seal her casting. The role of Jesus Christ was a challenging one to cast, as it required an actor who could convey a sense of divinity and peace. The part was given to Claude Payton, a little-known actor at the time. His understated performance was praised for its dignity and reverence. The supporting cast was filled with experienced character actors, many of whom were under contract with MGM. The casting process for these roles involved reviewing headshots and resumes, conducting auditions, and observing chemistry tests between actors. The casting of Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ was a testament to the meticulous approach of MGM Studios. Each actor was carefully chosen for their ability to bring depth and authenticity to their roles, resulting in a film that has stood the test of time. Fred Niblo, the director of Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ, brought a unique vision to the film. He was influenced by his experience in silent films and stage direction. Niblo emphasized visual storytelling, using grand sets, costume, and action sequences to convey the story. He collaborated closely with the cast and crew, creating a detailed shooting script and storyboard. Niblo encouraged the actors to draw on their own emotions and experiences to bring depth to their characters. He also worked closely with a cinematographer, Karl Struss, to create visually striking scenes. Niblo's directorial style was characterized by his meticulous attention to detail and his ability to handle large-scale productions. He used innovative techniques, such as the groundbreaking chariot race scene, which was one of the most expensive and complex sequences ever filmed at the time. The director's approach to Ben-Hur was influenced by his belief in the power of cinema to inspire and uplift audiences. Niblo saw the film as an opportunity to tell a powerful story of faith, redemption, and human triumph. He worked tirelessly to ensure that every aspect of the film reflected his vision, from the casting to the set design, costume, and cinematography. Niblo's collaborative style and innovative techniques helped to bring the story of Ben-Hur to life in a way that was both visually stunning and emotionally resonant. His directorial vision left an indelible mark on the film and on the history of cinema. Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ is a silent movie from 1925 that tells the story of Judah Ben-Hur, a Jewish prince who is betrayed and sent into slavery by a Roman friend, then regains his freedom and comes back for revenge. This film is known for its exciting chariot race and sea battle scenes. It's a story of adventure, friendship, betrayal, and forgiveness. Now, I'd like to ask you, the viewer, a couple of questions. Was there a scene in Ben-Hur that really stayed with you? Maybe it was the intensity of the chariot race or the moment of forgiveness at the end. And has this movie touched your life in some way? Perhaps it inspired you to overcome challenges or forgive someone. We're also curious about your experiences with Ben-Hur. What's your most memorable moment related to this movie? Your stories and memories are important to us, so please share them in the comments below. We're looking forward to reading about what this classic film means to you. Keep watching as we have many more interesting facts, both funny and surprising, about Ben-Hur coming up. Stay tuned. The 1925 movie Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ was a monumental production, with meticulous set design and grand locations. The film was mainly shot in MGM's Culver City studios, where a massive set replicating ancient Rome in Jerusalem was constructed. This set included a replica of the Colosseum, measuring 180 feet long, 80 feet wide, and 60 feet high, which could accommodate around 3,000 extras. The production also utilized real-life locations, such as the Dead Sea and the Royal Gorge in Colorado, to lend authenticity to the film. The sea race scene was filmed in the San Pedro Harbor in Los Angeles, where a special course was built for the purpose. The film faced numerous logistical challenges. For instance, the sea race scene involved the use of 75-foot-long galley ships, which were difficult to maneuver. Moreover, the scene featuring the charging of 100 horses was a daunting task that required careful planning and execution. Innovative techniques and technologies were employed during the production. The film introduced the use of the Chariot race camera, a custom-built camera mounted on the chariot itself, to capture the thrilling chariot race scene. This innovative approach allowed for more dynamic and immersive footage. The film also utilized the then-new 3-color Technicolor process for the crucifixion and resurrection scenes, adding a level of visual richness and depth that was unprecedented for the time. This not only made the film visually striking, but also contributed to its enduring legacy. The 1925 silent film Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ is a cinematic achievement that showcases the ambitious spirit of early filmmakers. The movie's grand scale, with its vast sets and detailed production, captures the imagination and offers a visual treat. The story of Judah Ben-Hur's journey from a prince to a slave and then a champion is as engaging as it is timeless, drawing viewers into a narrative rich with drama and action. Fred Niblo's direction brings out the best in every scene, from the intense chariot race to the more subdued moments of dialogue, all captured with skillful cinematography. Despite the film's many strengths, there are moments where the performances feel exaggerated, a common trait of silent films, which can be distracting. Additionally, the portrayal of the antagonist Messala lacks the depth found in later versions, presenting him as a straightforward villain from the start. One aspect of the film that has drawn mixed reactions is the integration of religious themes. While the craftsmanship of the film is undeniable, the way Christian elements are incorporated into the plot has been seen as heavy-handed, especially since they are concentrated at the beginning and end of the film. This approach can feel disjointed, as if two separate stories were combined without a seamless connection. Despite these criticisms, Ben-Hur remains a must-see for its historical significance and the sheer scale of its production. It stands shoulder to shoulder with its more famous 1959 remake, each with its own unique qualities. While the film is not without its flaws, its strengths are remarkable, making it a worthy addition to the history of cinema. Viewers are encouraged to watch this classic, keeping in mind both its incredible achievements and its less successful elements. The creation of the musical score for the 1925 movie Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ was a significant task, as the music needed to complement the narrative and emotional tone of this epic film. The score was composed by Czech composer Jaromír Weinberger, with additional music by Hugo Friedhofer and William Ext. The composers skillfully used music to enhance the film's emotional impact and to help tell its story. For instance, the score uses leitmotifs, or recurring musical themes, to represent different characters and ideas. The main theme, which evokes a sense of grandeur and spirituality, is often heard during scenes involving Jesus Christ. In contrast, a more dramatic and martial theme is used to represent the character of Ben-Hur and his struggles. The musicians involved in creating the score also played a crucial role. The New York Philharmonic and other leading orchestras of the time performed the music, lending it a level of sophistication and depth that added greatly to the film's overall impact. The soundtrack, which features the film's score along with popular songs of the time, was also an important aspect of the movie's success. The soundtrack was released on vinyl records and was a popular hit, helping to further promote the film and solidify its place in cinema history. In creating the score and soundtrack for Ben-Hur, the composers and musicians drew upon a range of musical styles and traditions, from classical and religious music to popular and folk tunes. The result was a rich and varied musical tapestry that perfectly complemented the film's sweeping narrative and epic scope. Through their skill and artistry, these musicians helped to create one of the most memorable and enduring movie soundtracks of all time. Clark Gable and Carol Lombard's first encounter occurred while working as extras on the set of Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ in 1924. Their paths crossed casually for the next year and a half, including their work together in the Johnstown flood. A formal meeting did not take place until 1931. The acquisition of Ben-Hur's movie rights during the silent era holds a notable record. In 1921, Classical Cinematograph Corporation paid $600,000 for the rights to Lew Wallace's novel, a significant sum at the time. Clark Gable, known for his roles in classic films, was the only child of William and Adela and Gable. Both of his parents were Pennsylvania natives. One of the most iconic scenes in the 1925 movie Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ is the chariot race. The scene is a masterclass in direction, performance, and cinematography. Director Fred Niblo meticulously planned the sequence, using 42 cameras and building a four-sided set to capture the action from various angles. The result is a thrilling, intense race that leaves the audience on the edge of their seats. The performance of star Ramon Novarro, who plays the lead character Ben-Hur, is also noteworthy. Novarro did many of his own stunts during the chariot race, adding to the authenticity and excitement of the scene. His emotional investment in the character is palpable, making the audience root for him throughout the race. The cinematography in the chariot race scene is also exceptional. The use of multiple cameras and innovative camera angles creates a sense of speed and danger. The editing is seamless, with quick cuts that keep the action moving while still allowing the audience to follow the story. Another iconic scene in the movie is the sea battle. The scene features impressive special effects, including a full-scale replica of a Roman galley and hundreds of extras. The cinematography is stunning, with sweeping shots of the ship and dramatic close-ups of the actors. The performance of Francis X. Bushman, who plays the villainous Messala, is particularly noteworthy. Bushman's intense, menacing portrayal adds to the tension and drama of the scene. The impact of these scenes on the audience is significant. The chariot race and sea battle are both thrilling and visually stunning, making them memorable and iconic. The performances of Novarro and Bushman add depth and emotion to the scenes, creating a connection with the audience. The cinematography and special effects are also impressive, showcasing the filmmaking techniques of the time and adding to the overall impact of the movie. Filmmakers and actors have also commented on the impact of these scenes. Novarro himself called the chariot race the greatest thrill of my life. Director Niblo said, "We wanted to make the chariot race the greatest spectacle ever shown on the screen." Critics and audiences alike have praised the scenes for their excitement and visual appeal. The sea battle has been called one of the most spectacular scenes in movie history, and the chariot race a masterpiece of filmmaking. In conclusion, the chariot race and sea battle scenes in Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ are two of the most iconic and memorable moments in movie history. The direction, performance, and cinematography are all exceptional, creating a thrilling and emotional experience for the audience. The impact of these scenes has endured, with critics and audiences still praising them today. In the early days of cinema, actors and actresses were larger-than-life figures, both on and off the screen. Harold Lloyd, known for his silent film work, left a legacy that continued with his granddaughter, Suzanne Lloyd Hayes. Meanwhile, Marion Davies, often mentioned by columnist Louella Parsons with the phrase "Marion never looked lovelier," was a subject of media attention for decades, though many saw this as mere flattery. John Barrymore, another giant of the silent era, had a discrepancy in his birth date records, with official documents and family records not aligning, showing either February 14th or 15 as his day of birth. These figures from the silent film era each had unique stories that contributed to their fame and the history of cinema. The 1925 movie Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ had a profound cultural and social impact. Audiences were deeply moved by its epic storytelling, technical innovations, and powerful themes. As one of the most expensive films of the silent era, it raised the bar for cinematic production values. The film's chariot race scene became iconic, inspiring numerous recreations in later films and pop culture. Moreover, Ben-Hur popularized the image of Jesus, contributing to the visual shaping of religious narratives in mainstream media. Ben-Hur also fueled discussions on social themes such as faith, redemption, and social justice. Its depiction of Roman cruelty toward slaves challenged societal norms, while its message of forgiveness resonated with audiences grappling with post-World War I disillusionment. The film's influence extended beyond its initial release, inspiring a 1959 remake and numerous adaptations in other media. Its cultural legacy remains strong, with its characters, storylines, and themes continuing to captivate new generations. Myrna Loy, a member of New York's St. Paul's Methodist Church, was a close friend of Princess Marina. On the other hand, Clark Gable, known for his remarkable career, was voted the 21st greatest movie star of all time by Premiere Magazine. Loy's and Gable's paths may have crossed in the bustling world of early Hollywood, but their contributions to the film industry were significant in their own right. Loy's faith and friendships, as well as Gable's enduring legacy, continue to resonate with moviegoers to this day. Ben-Hur: A Tale of the Christ, released in 1925, was a groundbreaking silent film adaptation of Lew Wallace's novel. The movie was generally well received by critics and audiences alike, with its impressive production values, thrilling chariot race scene, and powerful storytelling. The New York Times praised the film, highlighting its extraordinary production and immense cast. The review also commended the film's director, Fred Niblo, for his ability to maintain a high level of interest throughout the movie. Similarly, Photoplay magazine lauded Ben-Hur as a production of unparalleled magnificence and a picture that will live in memory. The film was also recognized with several award nominations. While the Academy Awards did not begin until 1929, the first ever Motion Picture Production Code Award, known as the Purity Code Seal, was given to Ben-Hur for its high moral standards. The accolades received by Ben-Hur were significant for those involved in the film. For Fred Niblo, the positive reception solidified his status as a skilled filmmaker. The film star, Ramon Novarro, gained international fame for his portrayal of the title character, paving the way for a successful Hollywood career. Moreover, the movie's success demonstrated the potential of epic films and helped establish MGM as a leading Hollywood studio. In summary, Ben-Hur: A Tale of the Christ received favorable reviews from critics and audiences, with praise for its production values, storytelling, and high moral standards. The film's award nominations and success further solidified the careers of those involved and showcased the potential of epic filmmaking. In the early days of cinema, actors faced real dangers and unexpected challenges. Harold Lloyd, known for his comedic talent, suffered a severe injury in 1919 when a prop bomb exploded, causing him to lose 2 fingers. Despite this setback, he continued to perform with a specially designed glove, ensuring his disability was not noticeable on screen. His dedication allowed him to carry on with his craft, performing stunts that left audiences laughing. A few years later, in 1927, the personal life of John Gilbert, another star of the silent era, took a dramatic turn. He was set to marry the famous Greta Garbo, but she did not show up for their wedding, leaving him alone at the altar. Carmel Myers, a notable actress of the time, experienced a frightening ordeal in 1932. She and her maid were victims of a robbery in her own home, where thieves stole jewels valued at $20,000, a fortune during that period. These events highlight the unpredictable nature of life in Hollywood during the 1920s, a time when the film industry was as full of drama off-screen as it was on. The production of Ben-Hur: A Tale of the Christ in 1925 was a monumental task, with a multitude of challenges and fascinating stories behind it. One of the most memorable anecdotes involves the filming of the famous chariot race scene. Stuntman and actor Joe Irigoyen, who played one of the charioteers, had a close call when his chariot broke apart during filming. He was dragged for a considerable distance before being rescued, miraculously escaping with only minor injuries. Another intriguing story revolves around the film star, Ramon Novarro, who portrayed the titular character, Ben-Hur. Novarro, a Mexican actor, faced significant challenges in breaking into Hollywood due to anti-Mexican sentiment at the time. Despite these obstacles, he delivered a powerful performance that made him a major star. The film's director, Fred Niblo, had his own set of challenges. He was not the first choice for the job, and the production was already underway when he joined the team. Niblo had to deal with a massive budget, a sprawling cast, and crew, and complex technical requirements, including the construction of a colossal set for the chariot race scene. The set for the chariot race, built in Culver City, California, was a sight to behold. It took 6 months to construct and covered an area of 3 acres. The set featured a grandstand that could accommodate 50,000 spectators, a starting gate, and a track with a 1-mile circumference. The production also employed 2,500 extras to bring the scene to life. Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ was a groundbreaking film in many ways, including its use of special effects. The film's art director, Peter Milne, developed a technique for creating the illusion of a vast sea of spectators by using a series of painted backdrops and mirrors. This innovative approach allowed the filmmakers to create the impression of a massive crowd without actually having to employ tens of thousands of extras. The film score, composed by Carmen Dragon and Hugo Riesenfeld, was also a significant achievement. It was one of the first films to have a complete original score, and the composers used a wide range of musical styles to enhance the film's dramatic impact. The score featured a full symphony orchestra, a choir, and even a pipe organ. Despite the many challenges and obstacles, Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ was a massive success when it was released in 1925. It won an Academy Award for Best Picture and became one of the highest-grossing films of the silent era. The film's legacy continues to this day, and it remains a testament to the ingenuity, creativity, and determination of the cast and crew who brought it to life. Lillian Gish, a prominent figure in the early days of Hollywood, was ranked number 19 by the American Film Institute in their list of the 50 greatest American female screen legends in 1999. Her contributions to the industry are still celebrated today. Gary Cooper, on the other hand, stumbled into acting by accident. He never intended to become an actor and only began after meeting 2 friends from Montana and Los Angeles. After working a series of odd jobs, he was introduced to a casting director who gave him work as an extra for $5 a day and a writer for twice that amount. His plan was to save up for an art course. Marion Davies, another notable figure of the time, showed compassion towards her peers. When she learned that forgotten silent actress Florence Turner was destitute in England, Davies paid for her and her mother to return to the United States. She put them up in a hotel and offered Turner a job with her production company. These acts of kindness speak to the character of Davies and her generosity towards her peers. The 1925 film Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ is a significant work in the history of cinema. It was one of the most expensive movies of its time and set a standard for epic filmmaking with its grand sets and the famous chariot race scene. This movie showed future filmmakers the potential of cinema to tell large-scale stories and inspired many to push the boundaries of movie production. It also influenced the making of other historical and biblical films, setting a high bar for visual storytelling and production quality. The film's success helped pave the way for the blockbuster era of Hollywood, where the aim was to draw large audiences with spectacular visuals and storytelling. Ben-Hur's influence is seen in many later films that attempt to capture the same sense of adventure and scale. In the early days of cinema, actors came from diverse backgrounds and led interesting lives. Myrna Loy grew up with a father who, at a young age, was deeply involved in politics and managed a cattle ranch. Harold Lloyd, a significant figure in film, was celebrated decades later for his contributions to the industry, showing the lasting appeal of his work. Clark Gable, known for his acting career, showed his dedication to his country by serving in the military during World War II. and choosing not to return to acting until the conflict was resolved. These individuals not only shaped the film industry, but also reflected the values of their time, leaving a legacy that extends beyond their roles on screen. In the mid-1940s, Gary Cooper ventured into film production, partnering with industry figures like Samuel Goldwyn to form International Pictures. They produced a handful of films, including 2 featuring Cooper himself. The company later merged with Universal Pictures. Meanwhile, Mary Pickford, a significant figure in early cinema, was connected to another star, Joan Crawford, through family ties. Crawford was once married to Pickford's son, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., in a generous act. Marion Davies received a substantial gift from a devoted fan, which she donated to support a hospital charity ward, honoring the fan's memory. These events highlight the close-knit and charitable nature of Hollywood's early days. We'd love to hear about your personal connections to the 1925 film, Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ. How did this movie affect you personally? What memories or experiences do you associate with it? Your stories can enrich our understanding of this classic film's influence on cinema and audiences. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations into the world of classic films. Your engagement helps us keep these conversations going. Let's celebrate our shared love for cinema and the memories it creates.